We all love characters who use guns. They use strength, confidence, danger, mystery, and violence all at once. Some of the most well-known gunslingers have similar personalities, but it doesn't make them any less intriguing and entertaining. If you're anything like me, then you just can't get enough of well-animated, fast-paced bullet-time action from badass characters. Here is a list of characters that will deliver on all those fronts. There are several anime that have multiple gunslingers. I decided to only pick one of them in those cases. I tended to choose the ones where a gun had a stronger impact on their character. Here is the list of top 20 anime characters that use a gun. 20. Yoko Littner. Yoko Littner is the main protagonist of the series. She is a 14-year-old girl from Jia's neighboring village of Littner who had been chasing the gunman that crashed into Jia village during the events of episode 1. She wields an extensive range of firearms, most frequently uses of which is a long-range sniper rifle modeled after the Barrett M82. 19. Faye Valentine. Faye is a young woman of Singaporean descent with chin-length dark purple hair and green eyes. Her frame is tall and slender, and her skin is pale. She is often seen lying around while the others work on a bounty and spending a lot of her time taking care of her appearance. She presents a long series of bad habits such as pathological gambling, alcoholism, excessive consumption of cigarettes and cigars, unwarranted violence, and forcing work on others. 18. Patty Thompson. Patty is a demon weapon and the younger sister of Elizabeth Thompson. Also known as Demon Twin Guns, both her and her sister were known as the Brooklyn Devils and were petty thugs until being found by their now current Meister and Shinigami, Death the Kid. Over time, she reformed from her thieving and ruffian ways along with Liz and became Kid's weapon, and later becoming DWMA students within the EAT class. 17. Zero Kiryu. Zero Kiryu is both an ex-human vampire and a vampire hunter. Zero is hostile towards the night-class vampires when they threaten him. He is a gifted hunter who is intelligent, athletic, and good-hearted. Zero nevertheless has a difficult time thinking of himself or any other vampire as anything but a monster. He struggles both with his desires for blood and his equally strong desire to kill vampires. 16. Zeras Victoria. Zeras is one of the main protagonists of Hellsing. Zeras was turned into a vampire by Alucard to save her from a would-be fatal gunshot wound in the chest. In her final moments of human life, she was given a choice to die as a human or become a vampire. She chose to live and Alucard turned her into a vampire. Zeras was originally a police officer who, along with the rest of her squad, was sent into Cheddar Village to investigate a priest who was responsible for multiple homicides. 15. Alzac Connell. Alzac is a mage from the West who came to Magnolia as an immigrant and joined the Fairy Tale Guild. Currently, he becomes the husband of Bisca Connell and the father of Asuka Connell. Alzac is a kind and determined individual who loves his comrades and is willing to risk his life to fight for them. 14. Nicholas D. Wolfwood. Nicholas D. Wolfwood, also known as Nicholas the Punisher, is a major character in Trigun. Wolfwood has short black hair and dark blue eyes. He wears a black suit and shoes. His potential was recognized as exceptional, and so he was given the 10th incarnation of the organization's most powerful weapon, a special large cross-shaped gun called the Punisher, which becomes his official title within the Eye of Michael. 13. Kiritsugu Amiya. Kiritsugu Amiya is the master of saber in the Fourth Holy Grail War of Fate Zero. He is the husband of Arizviel von Einsburn, the father of Ilyasviel von Einsburn, and the adoptive father of Shiru Amiya. He wears a black suit and trench coat. His face is blank, and his eyes are vacant. As a boy, his shining eyes and tan skin make him look cheerful. He is the main protagonist of Fate Zero, and has a minor role in Fate Stay Night. He was a freelancer and notoriously known as the Magus Killer. 12. Shinyu Kagami. Shinyu Kagami is a tactical advisor within the Suppressing Action Department of the Foreign Affairs Operations Department. Prior to this, he roamed Southeast Asia serving as a mercenary in foreign countries helping oppressed populations gain autonomy. Prior to his sojourn, he works for the Public Safety Bureau as an inspector until the specimen case, then as an enforcer before his illegal actions against Shogo Makishima, and his escape from the PSB forces him into exile. 11. Elizabeth Thompson. Elizabeth Thompson is a character and soul leader, and is the older sister of Patty Thompson as well as her Meister and weapon partner. They are the weapon partners for Death the Kid. Liz is very moody and more like a stereotypical teenage girl, worried about makeup, shopping, looks, etc. Despite mostly being cool-headed and serious of the sisters, she is shown to be extremely afraid of paranormal things. 10. Coyote Stark. Coyote Stark is an Aranker and the Primera Espada in Smsukezen's army, along with his other half, Lilinet Gingerbik. Stark is a lazy and unenthusiastic man who spends much of his time asleep, and no one, except his other half Lilinet, appears to try and stop him from doing so. He is not particularly interested in whatever is going on around him, though he is observant and a capable analyst. Unlike many of the Espada, he is not inherently violent or overly arrogant. 9. Biska Connell. Biska Connell was originally an immigrant from the West who moved to Magnolia and joined the Fairy Tale Guild. She became Alzac Connell's wife and the mother of Asuka Connell. Biska is a determined girl who loves fairy tale and is willing to fight for the good of her comrades. She is very loyal to her guild and will stand up to fight for them, even if she is unable to prevail. 8. Asatashino. Asatashino is a skilled VR MMORPG player. She goes by the name Sinan in Gun Gale Online and Alfheim Online. She plays GGO to overcome her trauma concerning guns. She originally considered Kirito as her rival and target, but she later develops passionate feelings for him. Calm and cool are two words that best describe Sinan's personality. In battle and most of the time in the game, she keeps a cool head that makes other players admire her. However, Sinan has a violent temper once angered. It is actually said that Kirito is the first one to make her extremely angry. Despite all this, Sinan may be hard to approach, but she is generally a friendly person and doesn't mind helping others. 7. Riza Hawkeye. Riza Hawkeye is an officer in the Amestrian State Military as well as the personal adjutant and bodyguard of Colonel Roy Mustang. A sharpshooter and firearms specialist, Lieutenant Hawkeye is an invaluable asset to the colonel both in office and on the battlefield, and serves as his closest and most supportive subordinate. Riz is a pale-skinned woman in her mid to late 20s with mid-back length blonde hair that is fastened up in the back by a dark-colored clip beret in a style where it resembles a bird tail with bangs falling in a hawk's wing pattern. Riz is a quiet and collected woman with a serious but courteous demeanor. She is viewed by her peers as the model of a perfect soldier. 6. Death the Kid. Death the Kid is the overall protagonist in the anime manga series Soul Eater. He is the youngest son of Lord Death who suffers from OCD, obsessive compulsion disorder, for symmetry which is actually from his father, being the madness embodiment of law and order. Death the Kid appeared as a thin, teenaged young man who is a bit shorter than Liz and Patty, and reaches only up a little past the latter's shoulder, possess eyes with 2 shades of yellow ringing around his pupil. 5. Dante. Dante is the recurring protagonist of the Devil May Cry franchise and the main playable character for the majority of the games in the series. He is the second son of the demon Sparta and the human Eva. Dante is a paranormal mercenary, private investigator and vigilante devil hunter dedicated to exterminating evil demons and other malevolent supernatural forces, a mission he follows in pursuit of those that killed his mother and corrupted his brother. 4. Revi. Rebecca Lee, mainly referred to as Revi and sometimes Two Hand, is the main female protagonist of the Black Lagoon series. Revi is a Chinese-American, slightly tan-skinned woman of approximately moderate height in her mid to late 20s with burgundy hair. Her wardrobe typically consists of a black crop top that leaves her stomach exposed, very short cut-off jeans. Revi is a troubled, loud, rude, sarcastic, deadly, very competitive, short-tempered, cynical, confident, and considerably aggressive nihilist, a person who believes that life is meaningless and rejects all religious and moral principles, who exhibits a wild temperament. 3. Vash the Stampede. Vash the Stampede is the main protagonist of the anime and manga series Trigun. Vash is also known as the humanoid typhoon due to the destruction and chaos that often surrounds him. Wielding a huge nickel revolver, he travels from town to town to learn more and protect what his adoptive mother Rem treasured most, which is love and peace. He is initially discovered by Meryl Streep and Millie Thompson, 2 Bernardelli Insurance Society representatives investigating claims made due to damages caused by the mysterious humanoid typhoon. Vash is a tall man with spiky blonde hair and light blue eyes with a beauty mark below his left eye. He wears a crimson red button-up coat, boots, and gloves. Noted for his childish and carefree attitude, he can also be rather anxious, amorous, and sensitive towards the feelings of others. As a pacifist, he detests the use of violence and prefers not to harm or definitively kill anyone or thing. 2. Spike Spiegel. Spike Spiegel is a former member of the Red Dragon crime syndicate who left by faking his death after falling in love with a woman called Julia. He then became a bounty hunter and the partner of Jet Black, the captain of the Bebop. Spike and Jet pursued criminals across the populated planets and moons of the solar system. His ship was the Swordfish 2. During his adventures on board the Bebop, Spike is drawn back into a bitter feud with Vicious, a rival from the syndicate who seeks to kill him. Spike is tall and lean in appearance with dark green hair and brown eyes, which is later revealed to be artificial, and lighter than the other. Spike is a slothful, nonchalant, indifferent, and lazy character. He passes the vast majority of his time on the Bebop lounging, watching TV, or sleeping. 1. Alucard. Alucard is the main protagonist of the Hellsing series created by Kouta Hirano. He is the most powerful weapon of the Hellsing organization, which works against vampires and other such supernatural forces. It has been implied that he is the most powerful vampire alive and may be the most powerful character in the series, rivaled only by the Captain and Alexander Anderson. Alucard has stated on more than one occasion that he can appear as whatever he wishes, and that the forms he takes on any particular occasion reflect no meaning or purpose. However, he typically appears as a tall, long-limbed, broad-shouldered adult man of indeterminate but reasonably young age. His youthful outfit is comprised of a charcoal suit, leather riding boots, and an intricately knotted red cravat, covered by a full-length and red frock overcoat with a cape. Alucard fights with ferocity and often extreme cruelty, rarely shooting to kill until his target has been completely disabled and humiliated. So, that's the list of our top 20 best anime character that use guns. If you like the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and comment down below your opinion about this. Thanks.